do. Um, well, I thought that I would just kind of kick off, and then I'm going to hand it over to Sokol and then B to kind of, talk about the details of their group and the experience that they've had with their participants in the past. I think one thing that I try to emphasize with any of our clients and members is to always ask, if it's not working, what needs to change? So that then leads me to think about the saying by Henry Ford: if you always do what you've always done, you'll always get what you've always got. And I really like that quote because it emphasizes the idea that if you continue to follow the same habits, the same behaviors, the same actions, you can't expect, anything different or a better outcome. So in other words, if you don't make change or try to, try new approaches, try new things, you likely keep experiencing the same results. So, we all go into the phases of our own training and fitness and health and life. But if we never try something new, we're never going to know if it's going to work or not. So, with FUELhouse, within our personal one-on-one training clients, and then, overall as a message, we try to emphasize and encourage everyone to embrace the change, embrace innovation, think about what could they do differently to continuously improve their health. And so with that saying in mind, it's a reminder that in order to achieve different or improved results, we need to be willing to step out of our comfort zone, take risks, and adopt new strategies. And that leads us to our solution of people being able to optimize their fitness by offering small group personal training. It's such a wonderful offering. It's immersive, it's transformative, and it's a fraction of the cost of one-on-one personal training. So it's affordable. And that's kind of the purpose of this clinic, is to make sure that people understand, the value of this program is worth at least $2,300, but we're offering it to all of our people for around $780, and that's pretty insane for, an 8-week program with everything that's included. So in a moment, Brian and Sokol will talk about their groups, but if you're an existing member, we put your membership on hold, whether it's a virtual group class membership or an unlimited or a 12 or an 8 time a month membership. That goes on hold because the investment in small group training includes unlimited access to FUELhouse classes in open gym and virtual classes, the customized program that's prescribed and built by either Coach Brian or Sokol for either lifter or snatch and sinister. It includes weekly check-ins with us. And so I'm a part of this new round of 8-week small groups, because I'm also going to add in a weekly 30 to 45 minute group support call for all small group personal training clients to meet up, similar, Jan, to what we do for the summer reset, where we are accountable to each other. We know a group's going to show up on a weekly basis. I know I can chime into Zoom and get support when I have questions around my nutrition, mindset, sleep, overall lifestyle, how to strategize travel, holidays around wanting to improve my health. And so there's just a lot involved in small group personal training. And that's why I'm pumped that we're doing this clinic and we're videoing it for everyone to learn. So I'm going to stop talking. And I want to hand it over to, let's go with Sokol first. Sokol, I want you to just share a little bit about Lifter, maybe what the past has been for you, like what it's been like for you, coaching your people, what you've seen, and why you continuously love to lead Lifter.
Roger that. I like Lifter a lot because it focuses on just a few fundamental barbell movements, which is the squat, the bench, the military press, the deadlift, and the row. And the way it works It's great for developing skill and strength linearly over an 8-week period. So you start each lift about like 70% or so of your perceived 1 rep max. So week 1, yeah, I mean, you're starting really light. And then every week that you're successful with these lifts, you add 5 pounds to each lift, right? So over an 8-week period, you're starting to grow pretty fast. And a side note, it's typically 12 weeks. So some people that may thought they started too light or whatever, they can make some like 10-pound jumps here and there as it goes. But essentially, you work up to, say, on your squat, if you're starting at, let's say, 135, which is just a random number, you do 3 to 4 warm-up sets, and then you're at that 135 for 5 sets of 5. And if you hit that, the next time you squat, you add 5 pounds. And this keeps growing. But as it gets heavier later in the program, if you're up to, let's say, 185, and you hit 5, 5, 5, 4, and 3, because it's just getting heavy, you have 1 more week to hit that weight. And if you don't hit that weight, you do a 10% deload and you start growing again, right? So as all this is happening, as we are well aware, strength is a skill. So you're working these same movements. So you're getting better at the lifts as you're going. And a lot of people have really enjoyed that process, because by the end of the 8 weeks, I mean, we never master anything, but we get really close, right? As they're going into their classes later, they have a better idea where their strength is at with all these lifts, and their technique is there. So everybody with a little bit of skill and a little bit of confidence is a lot stronger than they thought they were, So another amazing thing that we've seen with this is in the 8th week, we smartly do 1 rep max test. And I don't know how many we've done of these, but 100% of the time, people are actually blown away with what they've achieved, because you're never going crazy heavy, because going 5 by 5. So in their brain, they're like, wow, I ended up at 185, 5 by 5 with my back squat. But it's all of that load over time, but they end up hitting like 225 for a 1 rep max. And it's just mind boggling, right? And a lot of that is built around the skill development. A lot of it's built around just that linear progression, right? And in that small group situation, I find that very fun, because number one, everybody becomes close during it. Everybody's supporting each other. Someone's a little tired one day, there's somebody that's really up. And, like Keely O'Neill, for instance, right? She walks in the door and everybody's like, so it's just a great opportunity to come closer to your friends in the gym, get stronger, get more skillful, and it carries over to everything else you're going to do later when you get back into classes. Your kettlebell presses are going to be better. Your front squats are going to be better. Your swings are going to be better. It's, kettlebells feed barbells, barbells feed kettlebells, So, yeah, it's just an all around great program. I've done it several times myself. And the only mistake that's ever made is starting too heavy too soon, So, yeah, let's just take a smart approach, grow every week, and the results will happen. That's pretty much it in a nutshell.
I did Sokol's very, very first lifter way back at FUELhouse 1.0. And I had just so many gains, so many PRs. But one PR in particular, I'll never forget. I was walking up the street back to our house from the gym, and Stu was behind me, and I was walking in front of him. And he commented on the back side of me and basically was saying, wow, you look really strong. So that stuck out for me. And that is one reason why I absolutely love Lifter, because you feel it physically, but you see physical results in just 8 weeks too.
Amen.
There's some awesome testimonials on the website if you scroll down after Lifter, and just kind of hear from Kelsey and Amrit about their experiences. So I might play those at the end of the call, but I'm pumped for this round of Lifter Sokol. It's going to be epic. And the cool part is your program's written. And I know that you update it, for every group when you restart, but that it will also be offered online for remote people that don't necessarily live in Seattle, but can follow it on their own in their own home gym if they want.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Cool. B, I want to hear you kind of talk a little bit about, I know this time it's a little bit different, snatch and sinister, but very similar to leading simple and sinister in the past. Your experience with your previous peeps and maybe what to expect with this being more of a snatch focus. Do I have to just snatch and stuff like that?
Sure. So yeah, like you said, this is going to be a little bit different because I ran, I think, at least 4, maybe 5 other simple and sinister programs. They've all had some subtle tweaks to them, but we've really kept it simple to swings and get-ups, both two-handed and single-arm swings. And this time we've decided to add the snatch involvement because of the power generation that is required for a snatch, the grip strength that can be developed, core stability, and endurance. And the way that it's going to pan out throughout the week is there's actually only going to be one snatch day, but no one's ever required to snatch, whether it be the skill set, their current skill level, or any mobility issues, anything like that that may prevent them from going overhead with that kind of volume, in a ballistic motion as well. And I'm very excited for this one because of that snatch element. And we're actually going to tweak the program a lot as well from what we've done in the past, where there's now going to be a timeless, simple and sinister approach. So people won't be racing the clock. They'll be really trying to dial in dedicated quality reps and not worried so much about the time aspect of it. Previous camps, I've done simple and sinister camps. I know that it works, and I've seen lots of results, Coach Sokol's camp. And then I've also seen people like Sokol was saying really blow themselves away with how far they came in just 8 weeks. I could say almost the exact same thing that Sokol said about his 5x5, how the barbells feed into the kettlebells and the kettlebells feed into the barbells. So you're going to spend time working on just a couple simple things like deadlift, swing, get up, snatch, and you're going to be able to come back into other lifts like barbell lifts, and those should be just as strong, if not stronger, than when you left them 8 weeks ago. So yeah, I'm really excited about that because it's a very functional program that can help cardiovascular health, endurance for doing other fun activities around Seattle or wherever else life takes you. And we know that grip strength is an important factor for longevity. And so if you can develop that along the way, then take that as another win.
Thanks so much, B. Yeah, I've taken both groups, so I can say that I am a firm believer and forever participant in both programs. They are legit. Jan, do you have any questions about either program that we can answer? Yeah.
Yeah, I have lots of questions.
Okay.
So I'm interested in Brian's simple and sinister. But I've got some lower back stuff going on, and I'm at BioJunction PT. So I'm just wondering how my back's going to do in doing the simple and sinister. I've always had trouble with the get up and have just been able to just do a little bit of weight on the get up. So that's one thing that I would be concerned about.
Okay, sure. Well, first thing is that we're going to meet you where you're at. Whether that be reducing volume, going to something like a deadlift, having more of like a mix and match, where we would focus maybe more on the deadlift and then sprinkle the swings in there. Like I said, no one is ever required to snatch. And we stick with something like two-handed swings a little more than single arm swings. That's a good route to go a lot of the times. And in previous camps, we've met people regardless of their skill level, where we've had people that didn't know swings or get-ups, and people that just weren't able to do those. They had that background, but physically were not able to do swings or full get-ups at the time. By the end of camp, they were swinging again. Their get-ups had progressed, and that's with or without load. So we'll meet you where you're at, and you know, it might not be the simple or the sinister goal, but it might be. You never know what might change for you.
Yeah, I have the goal of getting simple, so
Yeah,
I'm determined.
absolutely. You know, one of
And
those
so
programs.
it's 2 days a week, right?
Yep.
And is it just at 7 a.m. or are there other?
Yeah, great question. So the 7 a.m. camp is actually full, but we do have a 10:15 camp that is being offered as well.
Okay.
That's also on Tuesdays and Thursdays. We're going to meet twice a week in person. And then your third homework day is going to be accessible, whether it's at home or during open gym. You can come back into FUELhouse. And your homework day could even just be taking a class at FUELhouse.
Okay. And what happens if you're out of town during the 8 weeks?
Great question. A lot of people have actually reached out with that same question. You know, there's going to be travel involved during those 8 weeks, and you're going to have access to the program through TrueCoach. And so that's going to help you be able to follow it along. If you know ahead of time that you're traveling and what kind of equipment you'll have access to, I can write something out for you on TrueCoach, whether it be totally body weight that's going to help kind of keep us on track, or whether it's using the dumbbells or whatever you have access to while you're out of town.
Could you do a Zoom at the 10:15 time?
For like a makeup session, yeah, you know, we won't be hosting the whole camp streamed live
Okay.
like we do our group classes. But yeah, I'd absolutely be willing to pull up the laptop during that couple days
Okay.
that you might be out of town.
Okay. I think that was all my questions for now.
Cool.
And we've worked with so many of our humans that, you know, are in and out of physical therapy, and we like to communicate with the practitioners. So
I guess Sam used to work at this place.
oh, okay, cool. Yeah. So any notes that they can provide that, you know, can help be with the programming specifically for you, the better.
Yeah.
So far, I had 1 day, but it's going great.
Yay.
Good.
That's a win. That's a win. I wanted to play a testimonial. If you guys are cool with me sharing my screen, can I do that?
Sure.
Okay, sweet. Let's see if this works. This is Amrit.
Hey, it's Amrit here. I did the 8-week lifter program with Circle at the FUELhouse Gym, and the results that I got of that 8 weeks were amazing. Like, I was able to improve both on my deadlifts and my back squats. My deadlifts going in were 253. At the end of it became 293. My squats were 163 pounds, increased to 203 pounds. So 40-pound increase in both the two lifts. I am at the beginning of my fitness journey, and I really wanted to get these two lifts right. And I definitely learned a lot during these whole 8 weeks. So thanks again to Coach Circle for his encouraging and inspiring words, and for being patient with me throughout this whole 8 weeks journey.
I miss that guy so much.
All right.
Okay, you guys have to hear Kelsey too.
Hey everyone, I wanted to take a minute to talk about my experience with the Strong Camp small group at FUELhouse. One thing that FUELhouse coaches taught me to love along with the kettlebell is the barbell. And so I joined Strong Camp in order to spend some time building my skills and seeing if I could improve my lifts even more. And I really liked the small group aspect of Strong Camp because we all showed up, same place, same time every week. And no matter what our goals or reasons were for being there, we became a really tight-knit group of folks who were just looking to become stronger humans. What I like about the 5x5 program is that you start off with lighter weights and you really train your body to efficiently move and perform those lifts. And then you increase the weight as you go through each week. And by the end, I had improved in every lift, but the back squat was my all-time favorite. I think I had always been a little intimidated by the back squat, but Strong Camp gave me the confidence in myself and my own strength, and it empowered me to go beyond what I thought was possible. Highly recommend.
And I was in that camp with Kelsey, which was so cool. Way back in the day. Okay, here's for Brian. These are great testimonials as well.
So Chris, tell me about your experience with Simple and Sinister Camp.
It's been a great 8 weeks with Coach Brian. I think my favorite part is during the test in the beginning and seeing how much he improves even every 2 weeks, and then at the end how much he improved from week 1. So it's been a great time.
So thanks, Chris.
And then Anna's is really great too. But Liam is very entertaining as well. So I might have to play both.
All right, Liam, tell me about your experience with Simple and Sinister Camp.
Just wrapping up my second time through Simple and Sinister Camp with Coach Brian. It's freaking fantastic for a million reasons, but to me the most significant is that I've been able to grow a butt of substance for the first time in my life. Yeah, thank you, Brian.
Thanks, Liam.
Now, the cool thing with Liam, you guys, is he has fallen in love so much with his experience with his small group training that he is now in training to participate in a Strong First certification at FUELhouse Gym. So it's really neat to see where our members start. And then they're like, oh man, I'm drinking this Kool-Aid. I want to keep going. And it's neat to see like our members participate in the certifications that we receive for our career. Not that they're planning on, being a coach ever, but they kind of look at it as their version of training for a marathon if they're not a runner. So anyway, I'm glad I got to share those. What other thoughts or questions do you guys have? Or comments?
Brian, do you have any questions or thoughts? So I didn't see you on the call.
Yeah, I dropped in a little late here, so I see it's being recorded. But yeah, I am interested in doing this because I've seen it over the last couple of years, and it's something I've been trying to shoot for. But like again, I've got lower back issues, and I just want to do this carefully so I don't throw things out of alignment again.
Sure. Which camp are you interested in?
Like I said, I came in a little late. I was thinking about, what was it, the first camp, the one that's you said that one of them was almost full?
We've got a barbell camp and a kettlebell camp.
Okay, yeah, I see. It's the kettlebell camp that I'm interested in at this point, because barbell's not quite there yet. So
Okay. Yeah, well, the kettlebell's the gateway to the barbell, so you're on your way.
oh, cool.
Yeah. We've got a 10:15 a.m. camp for the kettlebell camp that Brian's leading. That's the one that's open right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, that, honestly, like this was a great call. I think we need to do more of these when we have these kind of programs, and I'm glad we're recording it so other peeps can learn. I've got a lot of people that couldn't make it, so I'm glad we can provide this for them. I'm going to put another post out there so people actually see the true breakdown of the value that they are getting. I mean, it's pretty amazing, when you break it all down, what things are actually like, what they would really cost, and where we price it out, because we really want to make this approachable for the majority if we can. So I'm pumped to see you guys in these camps and leading these camps, so cool and be. I'm excited that I am going to make myself more of a part of them now with your groups. So my goal is to get together with the both of you, and then we agree on the weekly time that I'm going to commit to showing up for your participants on a Zoom call. So that will be kind of disclosed as people register for their camps. So cool. Registration is open. So we've got a couple more spots open in the 6:30 p.m. lifter and the 3:30 p.m. lifter. Tuesday, Thursdays for lifter. Same for snatch and sinister, Tuesday, Thursdays. 7 a.m. is full. 10:15 has spots open. For both of these groups, yes, we have these 2 times that we're listing. We ask that people sign up and commit to that one slot. We will allow one-offs. So for example, if you have a conflict one week in your schedule, where you aren't able to make your regular 6:30 p.m. camp, you can go to the 3:30 that day to do a makeup session. But we do ask that you stay within the group that you sign up for, because that camaraderie is really important. You start to get to know that group, and it's really important to then stay consistent with that group. So, but we're going to be flexible as well. We realize life happens. So cool, gang.
Absolutely.
Awesome.
And, you
All
know,
right.
whether it's barbells or kettlebells, there is just so much to be said about dedicating yourself to a consistent practice. And at FUELhouse, you know that we prioritize safety and technique so that we can do this for the long run, not just to see what your PR is in 8 weeks, but to help you really cement some solid building blocks.
My last
Absolutely.
on this call is to say to all FUELhouse members who have never participated in any kind of group or personal training session or partner training, and have only done group fitness classes for the lifetime at FUELhouse or outside of FUELhouse, to really think about changing things up. And I think the first question is ask yourself, kind of along the lines of the saying by Henry Ford, you know, if you're still seeing no progress, what needs to change? So an 8-week change is a short amount of time. So you can do quite a bit in 8 weeks if you commit, and now's the time. Imagine walking into the first of the year and being like, wow, look what I freaking already accomplished. So anywho, I'm gonna let you guys go. So cool, Brian. Thank you so much for being here. I know you both have had long days. Jan, Brian, thanks so much for showing up. And I will post this so everyone can learn what we talked about.
Love it. Thank you for your time.
you.